What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and I'm back today to talk a little bit about Crusadia, a deck that came out in Cybernetic Horizon, so it is fairly new. There are multiple ways to play this deck, and this is my build currently, and this is the build that I've been having the most fun with, and I think is actually the most competitive. You're playing the Kaijus, but you're also playing Mech Knights, and there's a lot of reasons for that, and this is probably like a 10-minute video, so by the time you guys watch all this, you guys will understand my reasoning, my thought behind everything. One card that in this deck that I think is the reason this deck is even viable to begin with is Crusadia Power. That card just being able to make your monsters unaffected by card effects is just huge in the game right now. You guys just saw right there, infinite impermanence on the Equimax is actually huge. Would have lost the game there. However, the power just saved me. Here's another instance where power saved me. I misplayed here actually. I should have kaiju'd the musketeer before I did anything. But as you guys can see, power right there saved me. Now, let me talk a little about the deck. The deck is an OTK sort of deck. It's kind of like OTK or bust, but I tried to make it in this profile and how I play it. It's not really OTK or bust. You can actually play throughout a couple turns and win, and you guys will see it through a couple duel videos or the duel replays. But you guys can see even in this duel replay, I think I OTK, right? The guy makes a Chaos Max. Now, Blue Eyes, of course, doesn't play well going first, I guess. But yeah, you guys can see, you guys just watch it here. The combos are really simple. I don't really need to explain it. As long as you open I think 2 Crusadia cards, you just win. Because you can just make it Equimax, and look, I'm spamming monsters here. The field spell makes it so that I can attack all monsters my opponent controls, but it doesn't really matter when you're doing double damage and you can just OTK in one go. Anyway, so yeah, so a little bit about the deck. The deck is kind of like an OTK or bust. However, you can play it so that the reason I play the Mech Knights, for example, is so that I can sit on them for a few turns here or there. You guys will see the Mech Knights actually make a big impact on this deck. So the thing is, I realized the Mech Knights and the Kaijus actually synergize really well. If you guys have watched Team Samurai's deck profile, for example, he plays the Kaijus. A lot of people play the Kaijus. Some people actually even play the Rescue Cat into a Leonis and I forget that tuner, the level 2 or whatever, to make Naturia Beast. That's a cool combo as well, but again, a combo that's kind of iffy. This way, I think this is the best way to play it, because even if you brick with the Crusadia cards themselves, you're playing the Mech Knights to make up for that. And this replay actually that's going on right now, I think you guys see why you will see here why the Mech Knights are really good, because sometimes one Equimax doesn't just win you the game automatically, and this is the best way, in my opinion, to play it. Yeah, so the nice thing about Equimax is because it points bottom left and bottom right, usually if you kaiju into a zone, the zone across from the extra monster zone, and then you make an Equimax, you can actually summon your Mekk-knight monster there. And I'm not sure if the replay already passed for that one or if it's coming up, but you'll see why that's important, because you can actually then summon a Mekk-knight there in between, and then that's a free attack, and you can essentially kill your opponent through that. Yeah, so here's another instance, look, it's a little bit of a grindy game, but you don't lose, right? And he keeps summoning this Ancient Gear boss monster. I forget what the monster is called, but he keeps summoning this monster, and I don't lose just because the Mech Knights in my hand actually make it so that I can, continue pushing for damage and making plays here, Summoning the Mech Knights under Crusadia as well is not bad because, for example, Blue Sky in itself is not very strong, but putting 2,000 on a 2,000 Crusadia is now a 4,000 Crusadia, and that's just really, really good. Of course, you'll be doing a lot of damage, and you guys can probably win. Now, we're both here top decking, but the thing is, I've already got rid of all his resources just because I could protect Crusadia and keep summoning these monsters right here. So yeah, I just won right there again. And I don't really know more to say at this. In terms of meta right now, the meta game is kind of in a shaky situation because, of course, the meta is Goki. I'm playing Dark World here. As you guys can see, it actually fares pretty well against Dark World. This is, again, a duel where you don't win first turn or going second, but you do, I can grind it out a little bit, and the grind actually ends up winning me the game. But yeah, so in terms of the meta right now, it's not the best, I would say. I think going into the next format, it will actually be better. Because going second, you can just OTK. The problem is right now with Goki, the extra link, that really hurts this deck. Being able to having a Goki player extra link you actually kills you. You don't really have many plays. Even if you open a Kaiju, you still don't have many plays. So it's actually really, really hard to play around the Gokis. The best way to play around them is the Mech Knights, which is why, again, like I played the Mech Knights in the main deck. In the side deck, you do play triple Cyber Dragon and the Mega Fleet because that is obviously the best way to get rid of Goki in general. But yeah, Pinpoint Landing is one of those new cards that I think is undervalued. I think it's not the best card, if I'm going to be honest with you, but in a deck like this where one extra draw helps you so much, and the thing is, if they don't get rid of it the turn, the turn of it's an Upstart Goblin, which I don't think is the best, but the thing is, if they don't get rid of it that turn, then by turn 2 or 3, it becomes a +1, a +2, a +3, whatever, and it ends up being really, really good for you. Also, that +1 that you just get, or the 1-for-1 that you get with Pinpoint Landing, could give you a power, or could give you a card that just helps you win the duel right there, right then, right? Also, the nice thing I like about power is because it is continuous, and again, that synergizes really well with the Mech Knights. Now, as you can see, Indigo is actually very important in this deck because you can keep moving it from spot to spot. Now, if you put it under Crusadia, it can't attack. However, I'm not sure actually if it already passed or this is happening soon, but in the video you'll see that I think it might have already happened. I wasn't really paying attention, but in the video you'll see that sometimes you can actually summon the Indigo where Crusadia points, attack with Crusadia, then you can actually move the Indigo into another spot to get the attack with the Indigo, which is actually really, really strong. It makes so that even if you don't Equimax win right away, you actually will end up winning. I think it actually might be this duel. I might be wrong. Actually, no, it might be this duel, I think. So I think here, yeah, I go into Equimax. So you see I attack it with Equimax, and then I use Indigo effect to move it, so now that Indigo can attack, because if you guys don't know, anything that Equimax points to can actually not attack. So that's just a really cool play. It's actually really convenient that happened as I was speaking. Yeah. So here's another duel against the ABC. This one ends off really weirdly. This ABC player, I don't know why he's playing Drowning Mirror Force, and really weird choices in my opinion, but you can see how this deck actually can even play through hand traps, and it's actually not bad playing through hand traps. And even if you don't win right away, like for example, you see here, like you don't win right away, I actually stopped on a Kaiju and one of the Link ones, and it's not that good, but again, you can play around it. Now this, I think he just misplays here. World Crown can negate an extra deck monster effect, so that's the reason why ABC got destroyed. And again, now we're both top decking, and like I said, in top deck wars, this deck shouldn't on paper be good, but you see here how I draw. If you draw a second, Crusadia monster, you're just in a really, really good position. Now here, he strikes me, whatever. Again, he's not top decking the best. Neither am I though. If you see it, but even just drawing the second Crusadia monster, boom, you can combo, right? That Crusadia monster, I can't remember the name right now off the top of my head, but it protects your monsters, so against the Ghost Ogre I can protect it, and boom, I make the big, the Equimax with the Vanguard set. You play one Vanguard, and Vanguard is really important with this deck because you play the I forget none of their names, man. The fire guy that pops when he's special summoned is really, really good because you have to pop a Crusadia card, so you can actually pop your Vanguard. So here, watch. So here's what I do. I pop the Vanguard, the fire guy to get Draco. Draco gets it back, and then now I special summon the fire guy so that I can pop the Vanguard and then pop one card he controls, and that's really, really good in my opinion. Now here, I don't know why he just attacks into. I think he just knew the game was over here, so he just attacks into it, whatever, and I end up winning the duel here. Yeah, that was pretty quick. That was pretty easy. So yeah. Crusadia, you guys, if you want my opinion on it, I think it's actually not a bad deck. It's obviously never, I don't think it's going to be tier 0 or tier 1. Now, maybe we'll get more support for it, and maybe it'll get better, but as of where it is right now, I think it's just an OTK kind of deck, but it is very, very fun, and I think this way is one of the better ways to play it. Now, there's a lot of ways to play it, like I said before. The Rescue Cat build, where you can make Naturia Beast, that's actually like an instant win against something like Sky Striker, which is actually really, really good, but you can also play it with just the pure Kaijus. I personally don't like that build because that build is really like OTK or bust. Like, if you don't open the right cards, or if you get hand trapped, it's super fragile. This way it's like a little bit less fragile. Like you guys can see here, if I'm in the blue sky in the zone where Equimax and Gamma Seal point too, and that's just like free searches, free whatever, you know. Granted, you know, you might have said that I didn't need to do that because I could have just won there, but you never know what he has in his hand, or you never know what he has set. So sometimes you just gotta play like that. You have to play around it, make him, you know, force him to activate something when you want him to activate it, rather than when like he wants to activate it himself. You know, here I'm playing against some Cybers deck. They make a decent board, I guess, against me for Cybers. But then again, like, you know, the Draco is one of the best cards in the deck. Just being able to recur stuff from the graveyard. Here he calls it, like, he uses Call by the Grave. But again, like, look at this. Whether he called by the grave, like, you can play through stuff in this deck, and that's what I really like. The World Legacy Memories, I think the E-Telly for the Mech Knights, I think that's really, really good in this deck, because even if you go through your Mech Knights early, that card, you could just set it. So here's the deck profile. I play... I'm not even going to talk, like, it's literally just going right there. Here's the deck profile that I play: 40 cards on the dot. I show you guys the extra deck, and I show you guys the side deck as well. The side deck is obviously always up to personal preference. I play 3 of every Crusadia monster except for this guy right here. I only play 2 because he's not the best drawing into. You'd rather special summon him through other means. Called by the Grave is necessary because you don't want to lose to hand traps. Power is the same thing. Making your Crusadia monsters unaffected is really, really good. Everything else is either just extenders or ways you can get out of the thing, or ways you can win, essentially. Baguska is in there because I've seen ways, and I didn't show you in this video, but there are ways where you can make Equimax and then Baguska under it. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. If you guys want more videos like this, let me know. And with that, guys, Spanko signing out. Peace.